What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're going to be going through a 4.8 that I picked up from my buddy a little while ago. I traded him cam injectors and a couple other parts and ended up getting this motor from him. He left it outside. Really the way to say it. It sat outside for a couple weeks before I got a chance to pick it up. And it's been sitting over in the corner of the garage for the last 2 years. So I think it's about time to figure out if I'm going to end up keeping it or just take what I can out of it. I believe this motor has the Gen 4 rods in it. So yeah, I just want to get it apart and see if there's anything salvageable or if it could be cleaned up. They'll maybe run a home through it and treat it to some new bearings. So yeah, let's get started. All right, so I have the balancer puller on the crank. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put this flex plate stop on the back. This way when I'm trying to turn it, the motor's not spinning with it. So I'll get that set up and then I'll start trying to work this thing off. All right, so that thing actually came out without too much difficulty, thankfully. Next thing we'll do is go ahead and start removing the hardware and take this front cover off. Going to go ahead and throw all the hardware in a Ziploc bag and label it. So if I do end up putting this thing back together, I won't be searching for hardware. And if it ends up going to the scrapyard, I'll have stuff left over for the next motor I undoubtedly take apart. You want to drop that on the ground. and then drop it on the ground again. Alright, so get the first one out. Bearings actually don't look terrible. Definitely expect them to look worse. Let's get a good look at them. Obviously dirty, but so. And then if you guys have ever had these apart before, these actually are cracked from the factory. So the caps can only go on one particular rod and they can only go one way. I still marked the cap for which cylinder it was, so everything could go back in the same hole. But so first one out. Take a look at the skirt on this one too, just to see if there's any damage. Doesn't look terrible. Definitely dirty, but no broken ring lands. just full of garbage. So I'll put this off to the side and we'll fight the next one coming out. Alright, so all broken down. Got all of the rods and pistons. Crank is out. Finally got the cam out. This is the one bearing that came out with the cam. So I actually had to go through the bottom, split the bearing, and then was able to slide the cam out. But I don't know if somebody put cam bearings in this once before. I do know that they are, I believe they're smaller as they go back. The cam got stuck on one of them and I actually had to use a pry bar to get it out. So never good when that happens. So this thing is definitely getting new cam bearings. But other than that, everything came out pretty easily. I'm going to spin this thing over in a second. I'll show you guys the all the bores where the water sat. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this thing. Other than that, if they can get cleaned up with a light like Hone, I think this thing might be all right. None of the rods looked bent, none of the pistons were broken or anything like that. All the ring lands look good. So we'll see what happens. But I'll flip this thing over now so you guys can see the main damage that was done by letting water sit in this thing. So not as bad as I thought they were going to be. Definitely need to be cleaned up, but I think this thing will be fine. This was an active fuel management motor. These little towers here. We're definitely gonna end up deleting that. So I believe they sell plugs for these. So we'll get that. And this motor did have the Gen 4 rods in it, which is a good thing. So that's definitely a plus. One of the lifters, I had to beat like a rental car to get it out of the bore. But the hole itself didn't look that bad, so I think we'll be okay with that. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it for this one. Hopefully this thing will live to see another day, and we'll find something to put it in, whether it's a backup for the Camaro, or we put this in my dad's Bel Air. But at least I did something with it. Like I said, it was sitting for 2 years, and it needed to get done. So thank you guys for checking it out, and I'll catch you on the next one.